Okay, right now we will look at the making of a Indian Constitution. Just moving to the few few steps back from last class. Okay, it is that Constitution Assembly is a body of representatives to prepare the Constitution of India is essential. So, for forming the Constituent Assembly, elections were conducted for the provincial assemblies in 1946, and its members, that is, Constituent Assembly members, are elected indirectly by the members of provincial assemblies. So the cabinet mission appointed in 1946 allotted seats for each province in the Constituent Assembly and also to the princely state or group of states. Princely states are also called group of states. So cabinet mission appointed seats in Constituent Assembly for all the provinces and also princely states. So provinces are those which were ruled by the British directly. Princely states also ruled by the British indirectly. So from the provinces, 292 members elected to the Constituent Assembly, and from all princely states 93 members are elected. How many? 93. Understand? And this is the plan also guaranteed seats for other communities. That is, provinces had members from the major communities of India. That means Hinduism is a major community, Muslim, Sikh, these are some major communities. From there, we find members to the Constituent Assembly. So, according to the population of every community, seats are reserved in Constituent Assembly to the population of a community. And this Constituent Assembly also ensured that some 26 seats should be filled with scheduled caste. So 26 members from scheduled caste are presented in the Constituent Assembly. So here 292 members from the provinces are elected by the process of election, which held to the provincial legislative houses, and representatives of the princely states, they were not elected by the process of election. They were identified, that means representatives of princely states in the Constituent Assembly were identified by the process of consultation. It means 93 members belonging to the princely states were taken to the Constituent Assembly through the process of consultation, and 9 women members were also taken into the Constituent Assembly. In that way, Constituent Assembly was formed with 389 members. How much? 389 members. Understand? In these 389 members, 292 from British India, that is British India, and 93 from princely states, and 4 from chief communities, chief commissions like Maharashtra Presidency, Bombay Presidency, understand? Those were given. Okay. In this way, altogether, it had 389 members of Constituent Assembly. Understand? In this 389 members of the Constituent Assembly, 299 members of the Constituent Assembly belonging to the India, and what you call 90 remaining 90 members belonging to the Pakistan. At the time of independence, India split into the India what you call divided, or India was divided into the two states. One is Indian Union and Pakistan. So the Constituent Assembly, which consisting of 389 members, also split into two Constituent Assemblies. One is for India and another is for Pakistan. Indian Constituent Assembly consisted of 299 members. Pakistan Constituent Assembly consisted of 90 members. Understand? In this way, at the time of independence, Constituent Assembly also divided into the two Constituent Assemblies. One is relating to India, another is relating to Pakistan on 14th August 1947. So, Constituent Assembly members also split into two Constituent Assemblies, one for Pakistan and one for India. And here, these all the members, that means the members of the Constituent Assembly, are not elected by the universal adult franchise. Just now only we discussed. Only provincial assembly related members, that is 292. How much? 292 members of the provincial assemblies are elected by the process of election, in which right to vote was given only to 10% of the population of provincial assemblies. Remaining 90 percentage of the population was not given right to vote. Understand? Hence, we say that it is not elected by the people directly but indirectly elected. Understand? People did not elect the members of the Constituent Assembly directly. People in all the provinces elected the representatives to the provincial assemblies. So members of the provincial assemblies elected members to Constituent Assembly. So it is an indirect election. In this indirect election also, the members of the provincial assemblies are not elected by total population. Only 10 percentage of the population was given right to vote, and that 10% of the population, 10% of the population only given right to vote. That what we call universal adult franchise. They're nothing but right to vote. So right to vote was not given for all the people. 10 percentage of the population of India got right to vote, and those 10 percentage of population of India elected representatives to the all the provinces. So Constituent Assembly members elected by the provincial assembly members are the representatives to 10 percentage of the population in actually, right, as they were not elected through universal adult franchise, right. And another point is that the members of the princely states, they also not elected, they were taken by the process of consultation. Why did not these members of the princely states not elected into the constituent assembly? Because it was a special situation when Britishers announced that independence is given for India. Along with India, independence is given for princely states. They, at the time of giving independence, Britishers also created trouble for India. They announced that the princely states also free from the British India, from the British rule, and they could join either Pakistan or Indian Union or stand independently. So most of the princes of princely states wanted to keep their princely states independently. But the people in princely states have tasted the freedom struggle and wanted to remove the rule of the princess, and they want to merge their they wanted to merge, the people of the princely states wanted that their regions should merge with Indian Union. So that was at that time there was a conflict in the princely states, and it is very essential to frame the Constituent Assembly. So elections could not be conducted in that critical situation. So Cabinet Mission decided to take the members to Constituent Assembly from princely states through the process of consultation. Okay, because there was a intense political activity. Understand what we call this situation? Intense political activity was there on the eve of freedom. It was a time for getting freedom. So people in the princely states also wanted freedom from their princes. So in the complicated and difficult situation, it's not possible to conduct elections to take the representatives from princely states to the Constituent Assembly. So they did the process of consultation, okay, to get what you call Constituent Assembly immediately, understand, to prepare the constitution, understand. So that is the point here, understand. The next we see here, though this princely states, the princely states had not yet agreed to become the part of the Indian Union. They don't want to be part of a Indian Union. They want to be what to call independent. Understand? That is the situation. Okay. So here, Constituent Assembly was not strictly representative for all the people, as we have seen. Some are elected, some are taken by the consultation process, and those who elected also not elected by the universal adult franchise. That means the members of the Constituent Assembly not elected by people through the right to vote. So even though its members, that Constituent Assembly members are not elected by the people through right to vote, Constituent Assembly have taken a great care to represent to all the people. Okay, it has taken a great care. What is that great care? After drafting the constitution, it has kept for public. The prepared constitution kept for public. Public are allowed to read it and send their opinions through the newspapers, articles, journals, and letters also. That is the great care. Understand? We see here how it is taken the great care that the members of the Constituent Assembly could represent all the people, right? The great care taken by the Constituent Assembly members that it should represent to all the people by allowing the people to send letters, okay, and writing articles in the newspaper, understand. In that way they have taken a great care that Constituent Assembly members could represent to all the members of to all the people of India, understand. So Jawaharlal Nehru have given a significant message in the Constituent Assembly on 13th December 1946. When it is on 13th December 1946, Jawaharlal Nehru addressed the Constituent Assembly. Understand? So let us see that what was the address of the what was the address of the Nehru in the Constituent Assembly. Understand? In his words only. Understand? Nehru stated that the future of India that we have envisaged is not confined to any group. That means the Constituent Assembly preparing the constitution, it is needed to represent to all the people, right? That means it should not confine to any group. The Constituent Assembly should represent to all the community people, right? The members of the Constituent Assembly should not act in a partition manner, right? The constitution is preparing by the Constituent Assembly should not confine to any one particular group. It means it should not benefit to only one particular caste or one particular region people or to one particular group. Understand? Constitution should related to all the people. It should benefit to all the people. So Nehru stated that we all are here in the Constituent Assembly as the representatives of all the people. Some of the people representatives are not here, okay, in the Constituent Assembly. It is that in Indian, it is that in our India at that time, our population was 400 million people. So whatever is produced by the Constituent Assembly, it should benefit to 400 million people of India. Understand? So there is a duty on all the members of the Constituent Assembly to keep in mind that some of the people from from their side representatives are not here, because what you call the representatives elected by people are with 10 percentage only, 10 percentage of the population only given vote, right? So 90% of the people have not given their representation, right? Certain community representatives are not in the Constituent Assembly. So Nehru stated that there should be in the mind that the Constitution Assembly should prepare a constitution which should be benefited to all community people. Understand? So they should keep in mind that it should reflect the absentees also. Understand? And Nehru stated that these members of the Constituent Assembly should not work for any one party. Majority of the members in the Constituent Assembly from Congress party. So they should not work for Congress party. Understand? Or they should not work for only the major communities, that is Hinduism, Islam, Sikhism. Understand? Right? All the members should think of India. Think of India. It means think of 400 million people which comprises India. Understand? Nehru states that addresses that it is the time, okay, the time has come for the members of the Constituent Assembly to prepare the best constitution as per their capacity. That means they have to keep their efficient efficiency. They have to keep all their efforts and whatever the capacity they have to prepare the best constitution, such capacity they should use. Understand? Nehru says that we have to come out of ordinary results. Ordinary results in the sense some of the members in the Constituent Assembly related to the Hinduism, right? Some members from Hinduism are the representatives in the Constituent Assembly. Some are from Islam community. Some are from scheduled caste. Some are from women community. Okay. Some are from the what Sikh community. Some are from Brahmin community. So no one should work for their own community. Understand? Suppose some members are related to the Brahmin community, then they should think of all community people while producing the best constitution. Understand? That means they should forgive that they belongs to one particular caste and particular religion. They should think that they are the representatives of all Indians, that is 400 million people. So they should prepare the constitution in the best manner and that should fulfill the needs and benefit to the interest of all community people. That is the depth meaning of the what Nehru is saying, that we should rise above our ordinary selves. Here it is there. We should rise above our ordinary selves. And party disputes. What is by party disputes? Congress to Muslim League, there is a dispute. So they should keep the disputes aside. Okay. And they should think of great problems. Understand? What are the great problems? Inequality in the society, religious tolerance, understand, economic balance, political equality, understand, then what to call modern development is needed, then what to call a very low literacy rate in India. These are the what greatest problems. So about these problems they should discuss in detail, keeping their party disputes aside. Okay. And they should act in broad manner, in the widest manner. Okay. And they should maintain tolerant while in the debate and discussion in preparing the constitution. Okay. And they should work in effective manner, and whatever they produce, that is the constitution what they prepare, it should be worthy, suitable for whole India, understand? And it should be recognized that all the world countries that we have functioned in a great manner. That means the world should recognize that all the members of the Constituent Assembly have worked out by their full capacity and produced the constitution which is best for all. Understand? This is the address of the what Nehru in the Constituent Assembly while at the time of preparing the what constitution. Understand? So after this address in the Constituent Assembly, there many committees were appointed. Understand? Many committees were appointed for preparing the what Constitution Assembly. Understand? See, in that one important committee is a drafting committee. Understand? Drafting committee was set up under the chairmanship of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar on 29th August 1947. Understand? On this day, drafting committee was set up. Its chairman was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Okay. And Babu Rajendra Prasad, understand, was the president of the Constituent Assembly. Understand? Here you have to keep mind. Okay. So several committees were appointed by the Constituent Assembly. In that, one important committee is the drafting committee. It means that, look at here, my dear students, it is a Constituent Assembly. In short, I am writing. Okay. So in the from the Constituent Assembly, there were appointed various committees. Okay. One committee, two, three, four, five, six, seven, like this. Several committees were appointed. One committee on fundamental rights, one committee on state administration, one committee on fundamental duties, one committee, like this. Several committees were appointed, and one committee is what a drafting committee. Okay. All these committees have to work out the work assigned for them, and these committees should submit their work to drafting committee, and drafting committee has to go for compiling the work of all these committees to prepare the water constitution. Such a great task is allotted for drafting committee and to the chairman, that is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Understand? So this is the class today. Understand? In the next we'll see that what is drafting committee and how it is worked. Understand?